Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Thelema Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reisch. Reisch is R-E-I-S-C-H. Already shuffled, relationship first, single second, and oracle cards come out where necessary. Alright, I think we have a really good feeling here, actually. That's a lot. What's up with that? 3 cards here. All good ones. Well, they're oracle cards. In this deck, they mostly are good ones, so. Alright, so. Now, it's interesting, because what I'm seeing with this situation, it seems like your partner is pulling something in very strongly. Very strong. I'm getting them coming in with the King of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles here. 2 very strong cards, especially the King of Wands. Well, both of them are very strong. They're implementing a new situation. They're getting involved at the very least in a new situation that's just starting off. But you can clearly see that this is like how things are going to be going forward. It's going to gain momentum. It's going to be more investment over time. It's kind of like investing. And they're pushing it forward very strong. Very, very strong. Now, that's what's starting the situation. And I notice on your side, the 3 of Swords, and part of me makes this feel like this is your interpretation of what's happening, where you feel like this is going to cause you loss. Whatever your partner's getting involved with, your first reaction is this is very bad. You do not like this. You don't like it. And I'm getting, because it's a general read, I feel like it's not really holding on to exactly what you don't like, because it feels like it depends. You know, if this reading is hitting, you know you don't like it, and you know exactly why you don't like it. But you definitely don't. Now, I noticed the challenge card here seems to be changing your future. With your partner, you have the 9 of Cups. It's the challenge card because you feel like that's threatened. Whatever the situation is, you feel like your 9 of Cups with your partner is being threatened. And the trick is, with this being in the challenge position, is to not see it as something that's leaving, and to not feel the panic with it, but to own it and keep it in the situation. To keep this 9 of Cups with your partner. To keep that feeling of enjoying life, being very accomplished, enjoying things. And I'm seeing like what's changing this is you becoming more of a stronger player with the situation. Yes, the Ace of Pentacles has shown up. Your partner is investing in something. This is going forward. I feel like this is going forward. And they're very strong to start off with. But I also feel like it's going to start taking a life of its own. They're kicking it off very strongly, but it's taking a life of its own. I'm also getting at this point, especially because it seems like it's at the conception of the situation, this is the part where you seem to gain a lot of experience. No. Power, yeah, but there's something else. It's like an EX word I want to throw out there. It's not experience, but I want to say experience. It's like that. Expectations? Something like that. You seem, well, you got the, I'm going to get over it. Whatever, the word will come back if it needs to. I'm not going to worry about it. But you come into your magician energy. Yes, the situation is here, but there's fluidity. It's going to happen. It's going to move forward, but you have fluidity here. You have the magician, and you have success, imagination, and knowledge. You can find ways to move this situation around. It's going to happen. It's going to happen a certain way. But I feel like I'm looking at like a box, and there's a lot of colored pieces in this box. And you can move this around, and you can lock pieces in where they need to be. It's almost like, I feel like it's not like chess really, because I feel like they don't want it to look like it's manipulative, but it's like you can move pieces around. And like it's almost like make it what you want it. Make it a game. Make it a fun game for yourself. Really, that seems kind of okay. But basically, you get to move the pieces around. You get to set up and create the game. You get to create the game. Okay, so I'm seeing it now. It makes more sense to me now. Hold on. You got like this box, and there's a lot of colored pieces in this box. You can make this game what you want it to be. Sure, you have a certain amount of space. You have certain elements here, but you can change and move the situation and make it what you want it to be. You can enjoy this. You can enjoy this, is what I'm getting. Have fun with it, is what I'm getting. Because you know what you have the ability to move around. Magician is saying here, make this success. Use your imagination. Use your imagination. That's why I feel like they're giving me the vision here of, or the image of of like a box filled with like these colorful pieces. Like, use your imagination. What can you make of this? Well, what in your wildest dreams would you want it to be? And then you go, this is in my wildest dreams, this is what I'd want it to be. Now what in this box matches with that? What can I create closest to that based on what I have in front of me? Knowledge with the imagination especially. It's like you have a very strong imagination, but you know what you have to work with. That's the thing about the magician. He uses what he has in front of him. It's not about, making something appear out of thin air, because that's more of a sleight of hand. It's more about, this is what I have in front of me, this is what I can create with what I have in front of me, and putting that to its optimal moment. Because I do see your partner, when it comes to the situation itself, your partner becomes more like rote routine. It just seems to it becomes a routine over time. It's a rote routine, and you have the ability to change that around. I'm seeing that in the Page of Pentacles, like your partner's just going to get into this rote routine and just kind of go through with the motions and get very locked into the motions. And once this pattern is set, he, she, they, however it goes, will have that pattern set. Their challenge card I'm noticing is the Page of Wands. You'll notice both of these are pages. Things are going to go forward. Things are going to go onto an autopilot type feeling. I feel autopilot type feeling going on here. But I'm getting like when they go from the king down to the page, and don't get caught up in the gender, whoever this person is, they go from that dominant, strong, this is what we're doing energy, more into just like this is what's there, just going along with rote routine. It's going to take like an autopilot feel. But the Page of Pentacles is for the situation itself. It has its own demands, things have to be done, things have to be met. The Page of Wands is for you. The passion, the connection, the keeping things, more flexible. Well, I don't want to say they're going to be staying flexible. They're flexible for a time. While it's in that flexible moment, you get to solidify what you want in that time frame, and then you also cement in with your partner this autopilot. But the Page of Wands is your connection, your feeling. The Page of Pentacles is the situation itself and what needs to be done. These two work together as friends. I hope I'm making sense of this. I hope this makes sense the way it's coming across. All right. Once you put in how you want it to be and you have it all set and locked in, it's going to go hand in hand with the actual situation. It's going to lock in together. Like you're the passion, you're this one. You're the passion. This is like whatever this situation, it feels more business, but whatever it may be. That's the challenge card for that to lock in, because the reason this is a challenge card is because your partner has to allow it. So just, work with that energy. But I don't feel like that's going to be a giant challenge. I feel like another reason this is like a challenge card though for your partners, because I don't see them really doing it on their own. I feel like you're the one pushing this in. You're the element that can make this happen. If you decide to not become this magician and create it, I just feel like it just won't be there. It just won't exist. And that's not good for either of you. Now, okay. It's a truck coming up the hill. I was like, there's a weird sound, and I'm like, what is that? It's a truck coming up the hill. The Moon card is in your partner's spiritual spot, and I feel for that. I feel like the business part of it feels like a business. For most of them, it feels like it's a business thing. I have to be honest. I mean, it's Pentacles. That's a stereotypical way to read that, but that's kind of what I'm feeling anyway. They don't really know where this is going to go. in the sense of like how in depth it's going to get, how intense it's going to get. You're also a piece of this. When you get the Magician card, I feel like you're also tempering down how intensive, how invasive, how overwhelming it could get. Because I feel like they need to hold back. I feel like they need to put in boundaries. They need to not be over involved in the situation. They have to be involved to a point, yes, but not so involved where it consumes their whole life. And the moon here in their spiritual spot is like they don't know how deep it's going to get, how overwhelming it's going to get, how all encompassing it could get. You influencing it, putting in what you want, making these boundaries. It's almost like you're setting up the boundaries for your partner to apply to the situation. And that will make the situation better because spiritually it could become all encompassing and it could become all about this situation. It could. But if you push in what you want and you manifest what you want, those boundaries are set right in the beginning. If you don't set those boundaries right in the beginning, the situation will take over. It will just take over, and that's what your partner will be doing most of the time. It will take over from this moment. So I hope, I'm just going to go over it one more time with this part. You setting the boundaries transfers that over to your partner to set those boundaries in the situation. Like you're creating the boundaries for them to set in the situation. I just hope that makes sense. Because you're the one with the Ace of Wands in your spiritual spot. You're taking control of it. It may seem a little odd because you're almost third party to the actual situation, but you're giving your partner, like, these are the parameters that I need for this to work out. And you're seeing it for what it is because you're working it out with them. Like, you know what can and can't happen. And once you present that to your partner, they take that and then they apply it to the situation. This needs to happen in the beginning. It really does. If the moment is missed, that situation will take over. It will take over and it will just not be fun. What helps you is where you're standing. You love your partner. There's love there. There's the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is what makes things better. Realize your partner loves you too. And just go forward with this and demand this out of love. Because I do feel like you're demanding it. You have to. But I don't feel like that's bad. Because you're not like demanding ridiculous things. You're just demanding this is what happens and this is what happens. And this is what you have leeway for. And I know you do because we've talked it out. Do this. Because I feel like it's Ace of Cups and your Two of Cups. I feel like you're very demanding from a love sense. Like this relationship is important. This is what you need to do. There's a demand here. It's not over. It's not like out of bounds. It's within restriction. It's within what's allowed, and you know what's allowed through talking through your partner. But demanding that makes things better for you and them. So it's not like you're taking advantage of anything. It's good for you and them because they need this. They need this balance. This is important. Because what I'm getting makes things better for your partner. Another page, the third page of 4. Only page we don't have out here is Swords. That's the only one. And it's all on their side. What makes things better for them is to go forward with what you want, but connecting with a love connection, but just kind of like it's a follower energy. The pages are followers, in my opinion. And I feel like that's why the success, the victory here, actually, they get the victory. Success, victory. Victory's kind of like, victory's more appropriate for your partner's side because by establishing this in the beginning, it's very important. In the beginning, they set this up. They set this up for a good future that will have these boundaries right from the beginning. So that way, if they don't set it up in the beginning, like if they go along with everything and get over involved, and then they try to set those boundaries later, I feel like it kind of rebounds on them or it backlashes against them. Like, you've been doing this, it's expected of you. If you don't do this, how much are you really invested? I just feel like it backlashes on them. Like, it's hard to go full board then pull back. If it starts right off in the beginning, like, this is as much as I can have other responsibilities, we have to, like, just regulate it, we can't go crazy. From the very beginning, we have to set this correctly. They're going to head off into a bright future with victory where the boundaries already set. That is that 7 8 of Cups going into the night there, not knowing where this is going. They don't seem to understand when they're doing this how these boundaries are really helping them, but I feel like down the road they're going to see more of the benefit from it Because I don't feel like they're going to get it. When they first do it, they're just kind of doing it to appease you. It's like doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. They're just kind of doing it to appease you, but it benefits them. And down the road, they're going to see why that was a good choice. That was the way to go. That was the right thing to do. It has to be set in the beginning. It really does. It's going to screw things right up if it's not. Are we good? All right, that's what we have for cancers in relationships. What do we have for cancers, single cancers? I almost said cancers and single. Yeah, cancers that are single. That's probably a better way to put that. Messages for single cancers. What do we have for single cancers? Messages for single cancers. What do we have for single cancers? Messages for single cancers. Empowering information that shows them the truth, that helps them move forward the way they want to, the way they're comfortable moving forward. Okay. One more. That's it. All right. Let's do some oracle cards, of course, usually anyway. We're going to see what's going on here. I don't want to prejudge this because I kind of almost did with the Pisces one. I think I did actually. And then it turned out a little different after the information came off the cards. So let's just see what's going to happen here. Okay. Reinforcing things here. All right. When I'm coming into this situation, this is single cancer. This is very interesting. Now, you got the Two of Cups in the past. Is this with this person? No. No. Are we sure? Okay. This is not with the person who's coming towards you. But, see, I feel like the reason they're bringing this in is like this is very, very, very strongly affecting you. There's relationships in the past, if not one, maybe more than one, where you have really had a good connection with somebody. There's at least one. It's a general read, so I know it's kind of, whatever. But there's a setting the standard about what you want in a relationship, the love, the camaraderie, if you will, the cooperation, the working together, the getting along, stuff like that. This is the base of what you're looking for. This is the base of what you're not willing to accept less than. Because this is setting up your whole what's coming next. This is the base of how you feel. Now, coming towards you, I got the Three of Cups and the Justice card here. Passion is definitely there. Three of Cups, the Justice. The Three of Cups happens first. Three of Cups is telling me it's like you meet this person through friends, through some social aspect, at the very least. But I'm getting here with the Justice. If not during that first meeting, within a week's time after, the very most, you're going to see what this person really is in the sense of like how they handle life, how that feels for you. I feel like it's very important to note, especially with a general read. This doesn't make a person good or bad. It's just basically what their energy is and how it matches with yours. There's so many different types of people out there. We all just don't match with each other. We just don't. And you're seeing aspects of this person that don't match you. For better, for worse, this person could be a bad person, could be a good person. It's not what's important. What's important is you're seeing what doesn't match. The Justice card is throwing it right out there. If it's not that first time meeting, it's within a week. You're seeing exactly where you don't match. Now, the thing is, this person, whoever it is, the Knight of Cups comes towards you, and the Ace of Cups is what they're bringing to it. They like you right off the bat. They like you a lot. And the Knight of Cups that's them bringing that cup of love right towards you. They're intensely into you. And I'm seeing the Nine of Cups here. You like this person, but you're like, you have certain standard. This is what you want. You want that Two of Cups. You want that Two of Cups. You want getting along, enjoying life, same goals, going the same direction. There's a lot you want, but you know what? It's all doable. But getting along, literally getting along is a big piece is what I'm getting. Like, you need to get along. You need to be able to talk things out, be nice to each other, and be lovey. Now, the Nine of Cups here in your thoughts is like you do feel for this person. You're like, the passion fits. The passion fits. That's what I'm getting. But what about these other things? And I feel like when you're seeing right off the bat, either that's that first meeting or during that first week, you're seeing where you don't match, but you're like, you know what? No. I don't want to just judge on one situation. Let me give it a chance. Let me just give it a chance. And I'm seeing the Five of Wands here at the top, and I shouldn't laugh, I'm sorry. But you're giving it a chance. I still feel like you're giving it a chance. Justice is here saying this is what this is about. This is how we match. And you're just like, well, Justice, let's take this a little farther. And just be sure that that's like not just a moment, and that that's really how we match. The Five of Wands is telling me there's a lot of discord here. A lot of discord. The passion is there, but this person, I feel like they're just difficult for you to handle. There's things like, they might see you difficult as well, just to be fair. I just feel like for better or for worse, whatever it is, you're just not getting along. Passion, yes, it's there. The passion is very much there. But beyond that, I feel like there's a lot of discord, a lot of mismatch. For some of you, it might be a business thing where they're very busy or you're very busy and it just doesn't match up. It could be as simple as that. I feel like for most of you, it's a bit more. I feel like it's a personality conflict, to be honest. And I almost feel like this element might be more of a fire element. Water and fire don't always get along for obvious reasons. It can be hot and steamy, somebody said once to me, and I'm like, yeah, sometimes between like Pisces, Aries, sometimes that works out. Sometimes. But, for example, like Cancer, I don't think Cancer Leo or Cancer Sagittarius or even Cancer Aries work out usually, from what I get. There are exceptions to the rule, definitely, there are. Because we're more complicated than just the surface level. But, and don't get held into that fire sign thing. It's a possibility. But I'm getting like, whatever that it is here, there's not a match. I'm getting you're giving it a fair shot, though. Giving it a fair shake. But you want this. You want this. You got to be friends. You got to be able to get along. You don't want to come home to a war zone. Like, that's one of the things you're thinking about right at this point. You're just dating. It's just a couple times, but you're like, I don't think I should keep seeing somebody that I feel like if we ended up, living together, I'd be coming home to a war zone. I don't want to do that. I can't do that. Why do that? Who would want to do that? For that reason, you're coming to terms, you're giving it a shot. Like, I think you're truly giving it a shot, but you're like, you know what? This isn't going to work. Let go, plus the death card. Like, the death card popped up there first, and I thought, well, that looks like an ending. Let go said, oh yeah, it's an ending. We're moving on. I do see you moving on from this. I also, though, see the Three of Swords. The passion is there. It's not like you're completely unconnected to it. You're not happy that you just can't get along. The passion is there. You wish you could get along. I feel like that's why you gave it a shot, is because the passion is there. That's why. It's why you tried. But it's not there. In the sense of getting along. Like, I can't get involved in something where, we end up living together and then it's just every day it's a war, or coming home or the possibility of just coming home to a war. I don't think that's good. I don't want that. I feel like you're disappointed that that's what you're like, this is what it is, and it's just not for me. I feel like you're disappointed because you feel like you have to end it. I don't feel like the other person wants to. I feel like you're looking at it like, I have to. This isn't going to work. And it's not about the person, if they're good or bad or whatever they are. And that's not what this is about. It's just you don't match. Because I feel you moving on from this. I do. And I feel you moving on fairly quickly, to be honest. You got the Magician with the Knight of Swords. You're out there looking for someone else. You've already made up your mind. This is not going to work. And you're out there like looking to see what other possibilities you have. Your imagination's kind of open for whatever you want it to be. Because you're like, no, I need a certain thing, and I'm not willing to sacrifice the quality of the relationship I need. I know it's out there. I know I can find it. And you're taking that active step forward to find someone who actually matches what you want. You need the passion and the match personally, and you're out there looking for it. And that's how this is ending. You're moving on from this person because you know they don't match, but you're out there searching for it, actively searching for it. I feel like the heartbreak is kind of why you're actively searching, because you're like, this I can't do this. I have to move on, and I have to focus my energy towards what I want, and you're focusing your energy towards what you want, and that's how you're moving on from this. What happens after this, that's a whole other ball of wax, but that's what we got for this one. All right, I think we're there. Let me wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.